Welcome to the United States of Small Business, a podcast where the essence of American entrepreneurship is celebrated in every episode. With host John Quick at the helm, join us as we embark on a journey through the heart of the nation, uncovering the inspiring stories of small business owners from coast to coast. Experience the vibrant energy of bustling cities and the serene beauty of small towns, all while discovering how individuals are turning their entrepreneurial dreams into reality, even against the greatest odds. Each episode brings you face to face with the dreamers, creators, and doers who form the economic backbone of our country, all sharing their spirit of innovation and resilience. Whether you are in the early stages of sowing the seeds for your own business, scaling new heights in your current venture, or simply captivated by tales of grit and triumph, you are in the right place. Tune in on platforms like Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Pandora, and beyond. For deeper insights and to connect with the heart and soul of America's main streets, visit UnitedStatesOfSmallBusiness.com. Subscribe to United States of Small Business with host John Quick now and be inspired by the powerful stories of entrepreneurship, community, and the unwavering pursuit of the American dream. Begin your journey of inspiration with us today.
Welcome to the United States of Small Business podcast. I'm your host, John Quick. Today, we're excited to have Jon Ostenson, a top 1% franchise broker, investor, author, and international speaker specializing in non-food franchising. As CEO of Fran Bridge Consulting, Jon has guided thousands of entrepreneurs and investors towards business ownership. In this episode, we'll explore the hot trends in non-food franchising, the pros and cons of franchising versus starting from scratch, how franchises can be passive investments, and why real estate investors are a great fit for franchising. Jon will also share insights from his journey and tips on selecting the right franchise. So without further ado, Jon, welcome to the United States of Small Business podcast.
John, thanks for having me. Excited to be here.
Well, it'll be fun to hear a little bit about your story. I think everybody's story is unique and interesting. Talk to me a little bit about what got you, the bug of being in the business world, entrepreneurial world. Tell me how that all started.
Yeah, growing up, my father was an attorney and ran his own practice, and a great guy, but never did that well financially. And I just kind of saw the conversations around money that we had in our household. And so I think from an early age, I wanted to do something, control my own destiny and be in the business world in a more successful way. So it is interesting when you look back at the roots, but no, after grad school and in college, went through the ranks of the corporate world, like so many of your listeners, and had a good run. Was very blessed and very thankful for that time. But I had this desire to do something a little more entrepreneurial that I think resides in so many of us. I wasn't sure what that looked like or how to connect the dots, but that's what led me into franchising, which I had the opportunity to kind of sidestep in and step in as president of Shelf Genie franchise system and support owners all across North America day in, day out. And for me, that was the light bulb moment where I said, wait a minute, I love this franchising model. And so now I'm in a position where I've been a franchisor, I am a multi-brand franchisee, but most of my time is spent helping other clients, entrepreneurs and investors around the country get plugged into franchising.
Nice. Why do you think franchises is such a great opportunity for folks that kind of want to be entrepreneurs? I think I know some reasons why it's awesome, but tell folks why you think it is still a unique opportunity to become a franchise owner here in the U.S. I think there's so many great opportunities. Why do you like it so much?
Yeah, and I'll say franchising is not right for everyone. Some people are too entrepreneurial, I would say. But I think for the vast majority out there, it's just a better path to business ownership, really for a few reasons. One, you've got a franchisor on the sidelines that's a coach. The better you do, the better they do, so they're incentivized to help you. You've got other franchisees all around the country that are living the same thing day in, day out. You're exchanging best practices. So you're in business for yourself, but you have this community around you. You've got this built-in franchisor and their support team. You've got a playbook to go execute. Day one, there's product market fit. It's been displayed elsewhere. So let's just step in and execute. And then there's benefits like bulk buying or, whether it be for services or products, a lot of intangibles that go with it too. But it allows you to really start on third base out of the gate. And just like any industry, there's good franchises and there are ones that aren't as good. I mean, that's where we come in to help our clients. But, it gives you that leg up, where a lot of our clients, will end up purchasing multiple franchises or to complement, over time, or they may start their own businesses, but those own businesses would be better for having gone through the franchising process with at least one of their holdings. So yeah, we love educating. And for me, it's all about the non-food franchising as we're talking about. You know, when I say the F word, franchise, people think fast food. But what I found is, the other half of the market where we focus, all these other industries, it's where, my humble belief is it's an easier way to make money.
So, if somebody gets interested, they Google how to become a franchise owner, it probably gets overwhelming very quickly. Tell me a little bit about what your company does specifically to help folks kind of navigate those waters.
Yeah, it's even hard when you look at a top 100 list out there of franchises. Oftentimes companies are paying to be on that PR list, and so there is a lot of noise. We help our clients see behind the scenes. So we work with over 600 brands, really all of those that are looking to grow at a good rate, that have room to grow into. It's entirely free to work with us. I'm essentially a real estate agent, but for franchises. So we simply get a referral fee on the back end. None of that gets passed on to our clients in any way. So it's really a no-brainer, to go through our process. But we really have created a streamlined process where in a very short amount of time, we get to know the client, understand, the role they're looking to play in the business, understand their market. We talk about what industries they'd be interested in, which we can touch more on. And then I come back to them and say, a couple of days later, if I'm in your shoes, here are the top 10 or 12 opportunities that I would want to be looking at that are available in your market. I'll give them some color on each one. They pick a few, narrow it down, and start the conversations. And we're there throughout the process to kind of hold their hand and serve as a sounding board. And we can bring in funding resources or a franchise attorney to review the agreement. We're kind of a one-stop shop for your franchise search, and certainly we help a lot of clients. And so I get to see a lot of different backgrounds and profiles and understand kind of what resonates with them. And so really help our client kind of understand the full picture from different perspectives.
Nice. One of the things we're going to be doing here is you wrote a book. We're going to be giving away a digital copy. Tell me about this book you wrote and why it could help some folks kind of navigate some of those waters. I think it's very interesting that, you front load a lot of this with a ton of resources that folks can kind of pick up and read on their own or, learn at their own pace. So talk to me a little bit about this book you wrote.
Yeah, the book is a great sidestep. What I found is a lot of our clients have read by the time we get on our first call, and it's about 90 pages, very digestible, but we pack a ton of content in there. And the book is titled Non-Food Franchising, which is kind of a term that I've come up with. And again, we go deep in the half of the market that's non-food, all these other industries. And so in the book, we talk about industries that are resonating with different profiles out there. We talk about how the financials work, both what you can make, but then also what are the ways to fund that business. We talk about just understand the FDD, the franchise disclosure document, how to read that. We give case studies of clients of ours and how they've strategically grown their portfolios over time. And so, really try to create an A to Z book, a franchise Bible, if you will, but make it very readable and digestible. So yeah, it's been a great asset, and would love to, like you said, share a copy with your listeners.
Awesome. So what's been some lessons that you've learned along the way, helping people get into franchises that they're excited about? You have franchises of your own, you've led organizations. What's some of the biggest lessons learned along the way?
Yeah, one of the first things is, I encourage people to keep an open mind. Most of our clients say, hey, we don't know what we're looking for. We know we don't want to do food, or we don't want to do hotels. Those are two segments we don't really play in, just different animals. But we help them understand, the industry options out there, health and wellness businesses, property services like dumpsters, gutters, insulation, non-sexy things, categories like kids, pets, seniors, all these understandable businesses that cash flow that aren't going out of style anytime soon, right? Amazon's not going to disrupt these guys. So I'd say one of the lessons is that, don't judge, where someone's going to take it, give them the options, help guide them, but let them really be the author of their own story. Oftentimes, we'll have doctors that get involved in, floor coating concrete businesses. We'll have, stretching that intellectual muscle. We'll have, current small business owners that are operating in one field pick something in a totally different field. In-home senior care, we've had a lot of clients get involved there. There's just such a market need. So I'd say lesson to me is don't jump to conclusions, but instead share all the options with the client because you don't know which way they're going to go. The second one, this is probably where you were getting at, is more tangible, and that's within a franchise system. When I was at Shelf Genie, I looked at owners all across North America running the same business day in, day out. Our successful owners did two things. One, they were good with people. I mean, that's just business, right? You've got to be someone that people want to work for, someone people want to work with. And then secondly, they followed the system the closest. And that sounds cliche, but it's so true that's why you're buying into a franchise system, right? Is to follow the system. But it's amazing how many people get in and say, hey, I think I'm the smartest guy in the room, and end up detouring. And if you just stick to the playbook, that's going to give you the best chance of success.
What are some of the things that maybe are true for most franchise owners? Do they have to like people? Do they have to, want to be building something? Do they have to be intrigued by entrepreneurship? What are some common traits that you've seen with successful franchise owners along the way?
Yeah. Again, I think the willingness to follow the system. As far as being good with people, some of my clients aren't great with people, and they would even admit that. But the key is hiring for that, finding someone to augment. So if you're more of a back end operations type guy, maybe your first key hire is a salesperson that can build a team around them. So I think understanding yourself is a key. Understanding, frankly, nothing's a given, right? Standing up a business, even in franchising, takes a lot of work. But it's so much more doable when you've got a franchisor and their team on the sidelines supporting you, supporting that manager that you put in place, right? You're not having to carry all the support water. And so I'd say, being willing to follow a playbook, being willing to work well with others. Again, that kind of goes without saying. If you have, I'd say intellectual curiosity is helpful too. So maybe you haven't managed a P&L, profit and loss statement, in the past, but you're open-minded and curious and you want to learn more. So I'd say just being a sponge is probably the biggest thing.
Nice. Well, there's going to be folks listening in on this thinking, man, I think a lot of people will think they have to have $40 million in the bank and have all this business experience. My guess is there's some ways to get involved with certain franchises where you don't have to have $10 million in the bank. There's some low entry points for some of these franchise opportunities?
Yeah, and as you said, certainly there's some seven-figure all-in investments that clients are doing, but most of them, when you look at the franchise fee and the startup cost and several months of working capital, I'd say all in probably 150,000 to 300,000 is where a lot of these opportunities reside. And some of our clients will use cash to fund it. Most of them will use maybe 50,000 in cash plus an SBA loan. That's very common. No surprise, banks love franchises because they're more predictable, right? Some will use an old retirement plan, a 401k or IRA. There's a way to roll those over through what's called a ROBS program, where you set up the business as a C Corp, you purchase it with a retirement plan. So a lot of different ways to get involved, but fairly manageable for most people.
Nice. So how can folks get in touch with you? Tell us all those details. There's going to be folks interested to hear more from you. What's the easiest way for them to get in touch with you?
Yeah, certainly you can follow us or follow me on LinkedIn. I put a lot of content out there, but come out to our website, franbridgeconsulting.com, FRAN bridgeconsulting.com, and share your email address. You'll have a pop-up on the website, and we will send you free digital downloads of our book, whether you want audio or PDF. And then if you'd like to take a next step, just indicate that in the notes there on the website, and we'll set up a time to chat. And like I said, it's entirely free to work with us. We love helping entrepreneurs and would-be entrepreneurs all across the country. So I would love to engage that way.
Nice. Well, Jon, it's been fun hearing your story. Any last minute thoughts here before we head off? 15 minutes here has gone by in a flash.
Yeah. A line that I oftentimes share is, activity breeds activity. And so I think, just getting off the couch and taking a first step, that's when doors start to open. And we'd love to help in any way we can.
Awesome. Well, we wish you nothing but success here from the United States of Small Business Podcast. Folks tuning in, if you just caught the tail end here, I want to encourage you to go back and listen to the whole thing. You'll hear a little bit of Jon's story and a little bit about how somebody could maybe get dip their first toe in the entrepreneurial world with some gutters up to help you succeed in that endeavor. It's always interesting hearing from folks out there, developing businesses and becoming entrepreneurs. So Jon, we also want to say that for folks out there that want this free ebook, we're gonna be giving away a free ebook. I think there's going to be a link. Is that how we're going to do it, John? Or is there? Do you want them to go to your website to get that?
Yeah, link to our website. When you go to the website, there
Perfect.
should be a pop-up. If not, just scroll down. You'll see where you can share your email address, and yeah, we'll get you a copy of the book, and we'll go from there.
Awesome. Well, we'll put that link in the podcast description. I want to encourage folks to go check that out. We hope everybody has a phenomenal rest of their week. Until next time, I'm Jon Quick from the United States, a Small Business Podcast. Thanks so much, John, for joining us.
Thank you.